Hello, this is Stephen Adams with Yellowstone Divide Trail System and Atomic City Trails. This is the scouting report for the Atomic Run. This is our longest ride to date that we provide information for. This series of trails will take you from Atomic City all the way to the St. Anthony Sand Dunes. So here, these first trails you'll see will look familiar because they're the same ones that you take to get over to Hell's Half Acre on the To Hell and Back ride. So this is just kind of getting you to the turnoff point. So here's a trail that is now heading north towards, actually just skirting the east side of the Twin Buttes. So this is now just the Atomic Run trail heading north. There's some really interesting desert. This ride is really interesting because it has very different terrain. Starts off a little lava-y in Atomic City, and as you head towards the Twin Buttes, and then it gets very sandy or very just dirt or sand or silt with a little lava rock. And then right in the middle of this barren wasteland, you see a really cool cedar forest, much like you see at Cedar Butte. I thought it was just kind of an amazing sight when you're just out in the middle of nowhere. This is a really easy trail. Again, this whole route is a very simple ride. The beginning part, starting in Atomic City, is fairly bumpy, and then you hit that again right at the end when you're really, really tired. And so that can be a challenge if you're on a four-wheeler or something that doesn't handle the bumps well. But the middle part and the part of this ride that's over towards St. Anthony is really just an enjoyable trail. This area looked as though it had been hit by a fire and just had the old dead cedars to each side. Some of the trail there in the more sagebrushy type of the desert. For those of you who may not have read through the description here, this is a ride that I, on a four-wheeler, would classify as an endurance ride. It's quite a challenge and a long day. So you're going to be out, for me, it was 5 hours one way, so 10 hours both ways, and then however long you want to rest in the middle there. I put a little picture at the end that shows, here's that cedar area I told you about. But depending on how long you want to rest, you might have some time in the dark, so you want to make sure you have lights. But it can be done, especially if you have a side-by-side and you have some decent ability to absorb the bumps and you're not riding the center lump there like you have to on a four-wheeler. It's actually a really fun day ride if you have a good machine. So if you're on a four-wheeler, just know what you're getting into, and it's going to be an endurance challenge. I enjoy things like that. I like to push myself. I like to see what my machine can handle. Some people don't, and some people just want an enjoyable ride, so I picked one of our other events to participate in. This is a little over halfway, Sage Junction off I-15. There's a nice little jaunt over to use the restrooms and pick up snacks in their vending machines and have something cool to drink if you want. It's a nice break going both ways, actually. Now this is across the freeway and heading towards St. Anthony Sand Dunes, and you'll see that the ground becomes much sandier, and it's a totally different texture to ride on. Every once in a while you'll still hit some lava rock. This to me is the funnest part of the ride. It's just a little I wouldn't call it technical, but it's different and it's fun to ride in. The sandy soil is fun, and the closer you get to the sand dunes, the sandier the soil gets. So you have this really dramatic change of terrain and features all the way from Atomic City to St. Anthony, and then you repeat it on the ride back. There are two parts of this ride that I don't show in these videos. One where there's a new wind project that's just west of Idaho Falls that has blocked off several of the public access roads. The only trail I could find around it requires that you ride about, I don't know, 200 or 300 yards in the right of way on the side of the road. It's an easy ride, and there's nothing, there aren't any real obstacles or anything, but that's just kind of weird. You're riding in these just out in the middle of nowhere trails, and then you're riding in the right of way of the road. And then you can hop right over the road at the Wind Place's main entrance, and then it's just trails again. There's one trail that is really, really light. It's an old trail that hardly anybody ever uses. And so that part, you just need to be really careful and follow the GPS and make sure you stay on the trail. Here's some photos of a nice couple that went with me on the Atomic Run, and some guests from last year. And there's that picture in the dark I wanted you to see in case you end up in that situation. But this is a great ride. It's a lot of fun. It is a challenge. You need to know what you're getting into. You need to prepare for breakdowns and have somebody you're riding with or somebody who you can call and come get you if you have an emergency. Make sure you have water. Gas is another issue. Make sure you're storing gas or have some extra gas with you so that you can make sure you make the whole ride. Thanks for watching.